Hey guys, welcome back to Talking with Tyler. Now, today's podcast, I wanted to recap the national championship game, which happened just over a week ago. It was a great game that was so back and forth. Miami, the 10th seed, Cinderella story. They made it all the way to the national championship, led by Carson Beck. They had some game going on, but Indiana is unstoppable. Really starts with Fernando Mendoza, Heisman Trophy winner. He had a game-winning touchdown with a couple seconds left in that one. Just a really nice game for him and the entire season. That's why he's going to go number one overall. I can't see the Raiders passing him up. He just does a lot of clutch things. And Indiana has played a lot of tough games this year against Penn State, Oregon, and just this guy has done so many good things for this team. And not only him, it's really just playmakers and some playmakers for Indiana. You got to give it to Roman Hemby, the running back, 1,120 yards on the season. He really had some big breakaway runs. And Omar Cooper Jr., he's definitely going to get some nods from the NFL scouts. He's a wide receiver, 937 yards. Leading receiver for this Indiana team. He's definitely another player that really helped Indiana with their successful season. He just really had some big catches. He had 43 yards against the Purdue game. That was his long. He also had a 38-yard catch against Alabama, 25-yard catch in the national championship against Miami. He's just a guy that you need to rely on for deep ball throws, and Mendoza just hit them perfectly in stride. He just takes the pressure without any issue. He really just, any atmosphere for him, he just literally takes it and plays it like it's his home base. He's really a leader out there for this Indiana team, and I expect him to be the same exact way in the NFL. And just more on Mendoza, I think there's no way the Raiders pass up on him. He's has the character out there. He's a really man of the people, and I don't consider Geno Smith of the Raiders of being a leader. I think Fernando Mendoza is just going to provide a different type of mentality for this Raiders squad. They need something in a big way. Geno Smith had a ton of interceptions this year. Mendoza is not the guy to throw interceptions. I think he's definitely going to the Raiders. There's just no way. After undefeated season, that's actually the first undefeated season in quite a while, and Indiana's got their first national championship in school history. It's just crazy to think about. Curt Cignetti is some guy right there. He established 2 back-to-back 10-win seasons for Indiana, and looking at him on the TV, you would never think he's a good coach. He just never has any personality. Just I don't see any coaching for him, but he's definitely getting the message clear to his team, and they're definitely converting in a big way. Every place that Cignetti went to, he was successful. Back in 2022, he led James Madison to an 8-3 season. James Madison, 2023, 11-1. 2024, Indiana, 11-2. And 2025, 16-0. It's just this guy. If he got offered an NFL head coaching job, I'm sure he would accept it. He would be making millions. He is the coach of the year by far. And just he has no help in getting his players. It's literally all the players' decisions if they want to come to this football team. And if you look at all the players that Indiana had on their roster on this national championship team, they're all basically transfers. Mendoza was actually from the University of California, not a very popular school, not really heard about. I mean, it is, but like you would never think that of being a good football school. And he just came out of nowhere and completely and totally impressed so many people. Just after they beat Penn State earlier in the season, I really thought Penn State was winning the national championship this year, but once Drew Aller went down, it was over for them, and that literally led to Franklin getting fired. But I got to give credit to Penn State. They really stuck around with Indiana in November. That was a great game. I think Penn State, when they play at home, they can win on any given day, and Penn State really did play their best this season. They had an intern head coach and backup quarterback. Penn State was the most surprising team this year because they were down in the dumps. The biggest upset of the season. UCLA, they haven't won a game leading up to the Penn State game. They were 0-4 and they beat Penn State. You never know what can happen in college football. It is the best football to watch. It definitely goes up there with pro football. But I just really like seeing the development from all these players rising up to the pro level. Look at Tom Brady, who's drafted in the 6th round. He was not somebody that was even talked about, and now he's a Hall of Famer. It is just crazy how things work out that way. And it's kind of like it's working out the same exact way for Brock Purdy right now. When Brock Purdy's healthy, that guy is a stud. It goes to show you got to give quarterbacks a chance in the NFL. And now from here, I think there are so many quarterbacks in the playoffs this year that are definitely going to be going pro. I want to talk about the 2 quarterbacks in the national championship that are, I think, for sure definitely Mendoza. Talked about him earlier. Indiana. He does it all. Comeback hero. He just throws beautiful passes to his wide receivers. He takes pressure so lightly, and that's definitely what gives him the nod right there for the number 1 overall pick. And a guy I really am excited to talk about is Carson Beck on Miami. I think he's going to be a steal in the late rounds of the draft. I think he came out of some schools you would have never have thought of, like UT Martin in Tennessee, and he started there in the 2023 season. And I'm just really shocked that UT Martin got rid of this guy, because as soon as he got traded, he got moved over into the transfer portal to Georgia. He had a comeback victory right there against South Carolina, 24-14. And he was getting so many eyes from a bunch of people. That is what the reason he got switched over to Miami was. And Miami had a season they nearly did not get into the playoffs, and definitely proved the committee members wrong. They were thinking about Notre Dame at first, but I think the first game of the season where Miami took the game over Notre Dame, I think that was the reason why the committee put them in, and definitely was the right decision. It felt like a home game for them in the national championship. They played at their home stadium in Miami Gardens. Definitely gave them the upper task. Played with the number 1 overall seed. It just wasn't enough for them. It was too hard to handle. Their offense, Indiana's offense, was high scoring this year. They had several games with 20-plus points, but it was also their defense. They had a couple guys with several interceptions on the year. You got to give it to them as well. This Indiana team all around, they were completely set, and they definitely capitalized on it by an undefeated season. Looking at this year, I did not see them being this good. They were first-round exits last year, but you can't doubt any team that makes the playoffs. What's next up for here is definitely going to be the Senior Bowl tomorrow, or it's definitely either Saturday or Sunday at the time of recording this. The Senior Bowl is going to be taking place. We're going to see all the seniors that are going to be up for grabs in the NFL draft. It's going to be definitely interesting to see. I'm really looking forward to it. And there's going to be a lot of guys that you probably have never heard of. But Senior Bowl is definitely scouts' best chance to get a closer look at all their seniors and before they hit the draft. And it's really just like a combine workout, sort of, kind of. In last year's game, I think it was high-scoring game. I think it came down to the final possession. I think it's going to be another one of those type games. It's always competitive when it's players going up for grabs in the NFL draft. Thank you guys all for listening out there to this podcast about the college football national championship and the entire season. It was a lot of fun this entire season. I was really happy to be watching all these games. They were a lot of fun every Saturday afternoon when NFL was off. It was back-to-back days of football, which I'm definitely a fan of. And we got to wait a whole another little couple months until August. That's when the college football starts again. And that's right around the time of NFL season too. So a whole bunch of stuff coming your way. More content coming on my Instagram page, Talking with Tyler. Please make sure to follow there. I got some more video segments. And also here I'm going to be posting some more off-season stuff with the Jets. Whole bunch of more stuff. You don't want to miss out. And have a great rest of your night, everybody.